You can run up that small incline that you saw, by the way.
Oof.
Yeah. Maybe not right in his face. You're still within his range, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he's not super strong, I gotta be real. He's gonna hit you real hard.
He's gonna knock
so
me off of things.
I said go for his hand, because if you go for his chest, he's just gonna ruin you. There's no reason to go for his chest.
Well, that's where the targeting was, and I was trying to keep my eye on
don't
him.
target him. It's
Oh,
a bad
right,
idea.
I was here.
Yeah, you forgot to sit down at Firelink.
Yeah, should I just take this hat off?
Only if you really want to.
Is there anything else that comes from having?
I do not believe so. I think we've gotten everything.
All right.
I'm going to guess that in an earlier build of the game, Engi would only give you certain things if you had the finalized version, but currently, to my knowledge, there's literally nothing that
and
this
also, we
gives
could
you.
get it again if we really
Yeah,
wanted to.
it just takes
actually wasn't that hard.
200,000 souls.
Yeah, it's annoying, but
yeah,
it's not
a pain in the
hard.
ass, but yeah.
Get rid of that.
Yeah, if you want to get rid of it, go for it.
I was kind of hoping it would pop out all the souls it ate, like the Wrinklers and Cookie Clicker.
Nope.
No.
Never. Yeah, you just lost 100,000 souls, that's all.
Well,
I forgot you had the Mask of the Father. Pop that on real fast.
do I?
Yeah, it's in your equipment. It's right below Havel's. Just to look at it, the defenses aren't as good. The resistances are way not as good. The weight's much better, and it acts as if you put it on. It's okay. I'll read it if you want.
No, I'm just looking at what it says, but you
No,
can.
well, I'll read it if you're looking at what it says. Then I need to read it.
Okay.
One of the 3 masks of Pinwheel, the necromancer who stole the power of the Grave Lord and reigns over the catacombs.
Oh, he stole that?
Yeah. The Rite of Kindling, which is the thing that you take back from him, is actually one of Nito's things.
Okay.
And he stole it from Nito and is arguably, like, Pinwheel, along with all the skeletons that are worshipping outside of Nito, were people trying to steal things from Nito, and Pinwheel's the only one who ever did.
Huh, okay.
This mask, belonging to the Valiant Father, slightly raises equipment load. Slightly is kind of an understatement, as this acts as a second Havel ring. You can roll probably real good right now. Yeah. It's
good.
not as good as a helmet, though, so you can totally put your Havel helmet back on.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like looking like a grandpa.
Oh,
Grandma's
Yeah.
way nicer looking than that. So let's just hide her face
Okay.
completely so no one gets the idea that
And then
she's
go back to Firelink so that you can do the thing. Anyway, you've got your full helmet on. It shouldn't be too bad now.
Yeah, hopefully.
It was at the very top. You were
Oh.
on it already.
My brain went
It's
towards
okay.
dragon.
No, you're skipping over it again. Stop.
You stop.
Jeez.
My leg's asleep.
That's fine.
I guess it is.
Because we're not giant
Let's just sit
dadding.
here.
Like, if we were doing giant dad, I'd show that to you. But that's mostly like, it's the stone giant gear, Havel's ring. I think there's different pants involved, and then the Mask of the Father, and that's why it's called Giant Dad. And that used to be, and I've talked about it before, I'm sure, but that used to be the go-to outfit for PvP, not PvE. But PvP, because that basically gave you infinite poise.
I don't like the idea that playing a single-player game is now called PvE. It's called
just player
playing
versus enemy. This isn't a single-player game. Dark Souls is not a one-player game.
It kind of is.
It has online integration, and for some people, online is the only draw of this game. You do not have to do the storyline ever. If you don't want to, you can just play this for PvP.
That sounds awful?
It's a multiplayer online game.
That sounds like a nothing game.
You can do the single player if you want to. I mean, it's not stopping you. And to some extent, maybe you do have to do it to get, like, items. But, like, for some people, the draw of Dark Souls is PvP. Just saying.
I don't get it.
Just saying.
I really just don't get it.
That's fine. I understand. But,
Well,
you also
the problem
didn't
is that
spend...
I don't understand.
You also didn't spend, like, 100 hours doing PvP for you know, like, just fun. When I got Dark Souls 3, one of the things that I really wanted to do was go through and finish every Covenant 100%. Mm-hmm. And most of those Covenants are PvP, so I got real use real fast. Real use? I got really used to going in and killing other people nonstop. Like that, my favorite covenant is the Mound Makers, which is literally just go in and kill everyone you can. There you go. He's gonna hit you with his hand.
Yeah, it seems like you shouldn't be near his hand. How did I survive that? I was trying to get out of his way.
So you walk back in? Okay.
No, I was trying to make sure that I had my bearings, and he was doing his attack anyways.
I don't know.
Also, like, if he was doing it anyways, maybe I should face him with the shield
You
up.
were defensive enough to survive 2. And that was it. Don't worry
You told
about
me that he was not that bad.
He's not that bad. You're making him bad.
Wow.
Don't worry about it. It's just like, I don't know. Whatever. If you walk up along like if you hug the right wall real close, by the way, like just run your face across it, there's a little bit of a slope that you can walk up on. I think he can breathe on that, but I think he will almost always give you a minute to get your bearings on it. And I think you might actually be able to hit him from it. I'm not 100% sure. You might be able to hit him in the nose. I think if you can manage the real quick jump, which is a thing you can kind of do in this game, you might be able to plunging attack him, but I don't know. Because I don't remember for sure if that's really what you do.
I don't think I'm gonna, like...
Okay, yeah, if you don't want to try that, that's fine. I don't judge you.
Well, you're judging me saying, oh, you don't want to try?
No.
Oh, I should have put
fine.
that lift back up. Whatever.
Whatever. I think this guy, by the way, does drop a dragon scale, if I remember correctly.
Not that that's
No,
really enough.
it's just 1, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just saying he drops 1, I'm pretty sure. Like the big red drake, I'm pretty sure drops a dragon scale as well. And we'll eventually have to take him on, but I don't think we're going to do that right now.
You mean the one that's up there on top of the city?
Yes, that one.
I figured that one would probably be easier than this because of where it is in the game. No?
Actually, I'm pretty sure it isn't.
Okay.
Maybe, but I don't know, because this guy you can get to right at the start of the game if you want. Like, that is an option.
Can I just...
You're going to want to roll out of his range, not run.
Can he... He's not going to come after me from there,
No,
right?
I think he's stuck. He doesn't have legs.
Alright. Oh, he doesn't.
But
It's
he'll
just the top half of
he'll
the
just
drag.
keep spitting poison all day. And I don't remember if that's poison. Oh no, it's toxic. Like, straight up. Yeah, that you've got it down.
this is-
You know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, you said there was a ledge up...
Yeah,
I
to the
don't-
right there's a ledge. You have
I
to
can't
hug
see
it to
it
get
from
up there.
here. I
Yeah,
don't care.
don't worry about it. Just do what you're doing now. It's fine. Just don't get toxic, and it doesn't really matter. Like, you see it. You can.
Oh, he
you can
hit
see
me with
what's
his
going
wing
on.
and almost knocked me off. That was a little glitchy looking.
Yeah, it's he does have a hitbox for the wing, but he can't do damage with it, to my knowledge. He's actually way easier than you were making him.
Well, now that I realize he can't move
Yeah,
over
no,
here...
I told you when you came in here.
Well, you said that he would cling to this. I wasn't sure if he was going to
okay, yeah.
stay
Sorry, no,
exactly
yeah.
like this.
He just can't move at all.
At all.
He's stuck.
Okay.
That's his
Yeah.
his death. He's there forever. He probably died fighting some guy right here on the ledge.
Oops. I thought I had like one more hit to go.
No,
And I
you
was like, oh, I can take it.
Yeah, he probably died fighting some guy here, and
Okay.
then just
Did I even have any souls
died.
to recover?
I
no.
don't know. He's gonna give you some.
Yeah.
There's one dragon scale. There
Oh,
you
so
go.
this you can walk up and then
Yes.
you can...
You see, so the way that a lot of people get around him after this is they just run across this and don't bother with him at all.
Oh.
'Cause you could just
well,
run
it's
across this and
clearly
jump.
kind of made for that.
Yeah. Because
okay.
if you've actually activated him, because if you pick up the items in front of him, he activates.
Mm-hmm.
You picked up all of the items, and then he got up and started attacking you. If you want to just get to the Valley of the Drakes without dealing with him, and you want to go this way, you use that path.
Oh, okay.
But now he's gone, so there's nothing here except
He
for the
was only
Drakes.
36,000 souls.
3,600 souls.
3,600,
Yeah,
yes.
he was not very much. I tried to tell you, he's nothing. The game doesn't even really, like, think anything of him.
God, is this path
he's
the
just
path?
Bad. He's
Ugh.
bad. Yeah, it's a very thin one. Be very careful.
Yeah.
And yes, you have to fight this.
These guys are
Yeah, these
only
guys are
sometimes
fine.
bad.
They
can be
bleed
bad.
too.
Yeah, they bleed a lot.
Yeah.
But, oh, yes, Dragon Scale.
Finally.
I went after a bunch of, ooh.
Yeah,
fuck?
that's not a trap, I'm pretty sure.
Just a
Pretty
little
sure.
hole.
Yeah, just a humanity, I guess. I think the idea is that they're hoping you'd run in there past the wyvern, and that you'd get stuck in there because the wyvern would ruin you if you were in that close of proximity.
And now I know exactly where I am.
Yeah, so, oh, God. One of the things that Miyazaki, the guy who is the director of Dark Souls, by the way, said about the dead dragons, the undead dragons.
Mm-hmm. Should I bother with these guys? Not on screen.
Yeah. Kill them all.
Why?
Because we're going to go get the other item.
Oh, yeah, you told me there was a thing here somewhere.
Yeah, but I said that we won't do it until we're on camera.
Yeah,
so
should
go ahead and
we?
just do it
It won't let me drop the thingy here either.
I thought maybe you could, but yeah.
No, you'd think that since this is where you can get dragon scales, you'd put the dragon eye down.
I guess not.
Alright,
Sorry.
so this guy, if I target him, sometimes he just straight up, like, flies off, and then I wind up throwing my sword over the cliff.
You mean throwing yourself over the cliff?
Yes, because the sword's attached to me.
Yeah. But no, Miyazaki said in an interview when people were asking about the undead dragon,
See that?
like why it was that the undead dragon seemed so. The undead dragons aren't particularly bad. They're not as bad as the undead humans in terms of design. Like it feels like they're not terrible, right? And Miyazaki's quote about it was that he was originally given the character design for the undead dragon, and it was like the skin was falling off and the bones were showing, and it was just falling apart. And it was
they already do
around.
kind of look like that. They're a little more dried up than fleshy, though.
It was way worse. Like, it looked feeble and stupid. And Miyazaki, like, famously, his decision on it was to drop that and say no. And his argument was a dragon, which, in his opinion, is a creature that should be...
oh, Christ. All the way up the stairs, huh?
Yeah. It's a creature that should have reverence no matter what. It's a creature that should always look like it is, like, noble, is the idea behind it. So a dragon needs to be something that can't look feeble and stupid.
I don't know. I feel like that's kind of just restricting your possibilities.
So in his opinion, when a dragon is dying or decaying, it needs to always look good, and it needs to always look noble like a dragon should. And that's why the dragons that are undead in Dark Souls don't actually look like they're all that, undead.
Oh, that was the wrong way to roll.
Yeah, no. They always go, well, from your perspective, right to left, I think.
Yeah. I should have realized that, because I fought a bunch of
these. Yeah, you have, I know. I sip a couple times.
Yeah.
A couple of sippies, don't worry. Yeah, so if you check these pillars out here, one of them has a ladder on it.
Right here.
Yep, it's that one there.
Yeah, he told me about these off of screen.
Yeah, I told you about the ladder anyway. Yeah, so at the top should be an item. What people usually do when they get to this point in the game, by the way, the doors on that are closed, because people usually get into Valley of the Drakes early on. They'll run across the bridge, they'll go up to the ladder, and they'll get this item, because the Drakes can't follow you up the ladder. What's
that do?
That is was it the red tier stone ring?
Let's see.
Yeah, I believe it was the red tier stone ring. Which is that one there. Boosts attack when your HP is low. I believe it is when your HP is under, it's either 10 or 20%, your attack is basically doubled.
Oh, I'm hoping to not need that, then, but it's
bring
good to have.
Bring it back up so that I can read it, please.
Oh, right.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound like a jerk. I'd like to read that one.
Oh, there it was.
Yep. The rare gem called Tearstone has the uncanny ability to sense imminent death. The red Tearstone from Kareem boosts the attack of its wearer when in danger. There you go. That's all I wanted.
Cool. What's this thing?
Nothing. It's
holding up the ladder, but I'm not
it's
sure
something
why
that
it's
rope is tied to,
thing.
but it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing.
And if you were to spin that, the ladder wouldn't go up or down. It's just wrapped around it completely.
It's probably not intended to be spun. It might not even be intended to have a ladder coming off of it, to be totally honest with you. It might be something completely unrelated that they... I don't know, went out of their way to tie a ladder to because it was there. And they wanted a ladder up to the top of the thing. I don't know.
Do we have any other reason to be down here?
Nope.
Okay.
Not anymore.
So this area doesn't get its own bonfire. This whole stretch.
Yeah. No, Valley of the Drakes does not have a bonfire.
There's one up at the shrine, and there's going to be one up here, and that leads to the forest.
Well, this is the closest thing to the bonfire is the one that you're going up to.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's honestly, this is a very close bonfire comparatively.
Well, you have to go up an elevator, and that's annoying. Either way you go, there's
it's just
an elevator.
annoying. It's only annoying. It's not difficult.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
but
that's
it's annoying.
For the devs of Dark Souls, typically it's annoying, but not difficult isn't an argument. Because it's like, okay, well, I have to take an elevator to go somewhere, and it's like, well, fine, take the elevator. And they're like, but I don't want to, it's annoying. And it's like, well, quit being a baby.
Quit making the game that we don't want to play. I'll just play a different game. So welcome back to another recording session of Neptunia instead.
No, it's fine. Don't worry.
Get back my sips. There we go.
Do you want to warp from here? Because it might be easier to do that.
Yeah. Where are we going? Should we go fight that other dragon?
God, yeah. Go to Firelink if we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
I think that's the closest one that I think that's the closest one. Like, I'm trying to rack my brain here figuring it out, but
I
I'm
think
pretty
so.
sure.
It's the closest warpable bonfire.
Yeah, so it's going to be this way, and then I don't even know if you really have to kill these undead that are walking around up here, because none of them can really hurt you.
Not really?
I don't even think the one that throws, like, fire bombs can actually do almost any damage whatsoever to you right now.
It probably can do a little, but...
I think the amount of damage that they do to you is literally, like, barely ticks in your health. This guy's in your way, though. He will have to die.
Yeah.
But that's his fault, not yours.
Yeah.
Or anyone else's. He should have just moved out of your way.
We went up here earlier for reasons, and I was just hitting. I was just hitting people without looking at them, honestly.
Yeah, well, most of these guys don't matter at all. Like this is the point in the game where people are like, oh, well, coming back in end game armor with end game stats and looking at like the first zone in the game is humbling, because the first zone feels so hard the first time you're there. But I've never felt that, because I have never felt that this zone was hard ever.
I feel like hard was the wrong word for this area. It's kind of ugly.
Right? You're going the wrong way. There's a ladder. It's a ladder, not the stairs.
Sit here.
Oh, okay.
Would that not have made sense?
No, that's fine actually.
Yeah. But,
I thought you were going for the stairs. I was like, oh no, it's the ladder.
Yeah, it's the ladder.
It's there.
Here.
It's right there.